Oh yeah, maybe a gram or so. Just cleaning out that boil hole. It's tight packed and it's got heaps of ironstone stuck in it. Woo! That's why we go remote, because no one's been here in a long time.
I'll be pulling the pack raft upstream, got about 17 k's of river. My whole life has led me to this moment. At 41 years of age, time is running out. I have things I want to accomplish, rivers I want to explore, gold that I want to find. Gold that I know is locked away in Tasmania's most remote rivers. It's the fast-flowing water, the incredible scenery, and my own personal drive to see what I can achieve, how far I can safely push myself through these remote regions. This particular river will push me to extremes like never before. If I was to attempt this river years ago without the knowledge and experience I now have, I would have put myself in great danger and never returned with the results I was after. This mission will be 4 days on the toughest river that I've ever attempted, with 42 kilometres of steep ravines and gorges, deep valleys, powerful waterfalls, and the best gold discovery I've ever found. See if I can get a glance of this river from above with the drone. Need to be able to see where I'm heading. A couple of k's down to the river. She's some of the steepest countryside. You can see the hills here, they're pretty rough going. Extremely remote, but man, I've been looking forward to this trip for a long time. Just getting a little glance of the river down there now. Nice gravel bars. Yeah, I'm gonna lose signal, so I better get it back. You can see the river winding its way down through those hills there, so that's where I got to hike into. This will probably be the most remote as far as I've sort of gone on a solo mission sniping for gold. So there's a little bit of anxiety, but should be a good one. To get these gaiters on and get down there. Brand newies, these ones. They're not the best quality, but I couldn't find the other ones. These are fully loaded pack, but yeah, for this mission we'll have pack raft, paddles, wetsuit, all the tools I need for sniping. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. She weighs an absolute ton, but I've just got to have all the gear for these big trips, so not much we can do about it. All the safety gear's in there. Let's hope for the best, and hopefully we have a good time. There's nothing. Whew. Had an uphill so far. Spotted a tiger snake. He's just taking it easy in the sun on this track, a bit warm today. Got a feeling the downhill's about to start. Actually, I know because I'm looking at my map as I go. You guys would be wondering why I'm not back at the Falls of Fortune. So much gold in that river on the last few trips. That's because this river is renowned for gold, but the problem with it is it's super remote, and I can only really pack raft upstream like I was talking about when the water's really low. We've had a really dry spell the last few weeks, so it just gives me that opportunity. I've actually been, I heard something up in the bush there. Would have been a quoll or something living up in there. Sorry. Yeah, I've actually been wanting to do this trip for maybe 2 or 3 years now, so it's always been on the list, but yeah, haven't had the right conditions. Squeaky old tree. Starting to drop. It's over. It's just starting to get steep enough that the pack's pulling me off my feet. There we go again. Oh, it's wet and slippery. There's like clay layer underneath. There's no track for the last kilometre, so just got to bash my way through. Ridge is pretty brutal. Just keeps going, you can see it goes down and back up again. Steep little mounds. Oh my gosh, man, nearly stepped into that bloke. Doing up here, mate? There's no water up here. It's a Tassie tiger snake. Shouldn't muck around too much. Alright, see you, mate. We'll go this way. Looks like there's a lot of logs in this river. Could be hell. First spot I drop in and there's log jams. Here we go, 4 days to maybe 5 depending on the gold. One of the most beautiful rivers in Tasmania. Like the logs are going to give me hell on this river. Paddling upstream with the flow of the river is a massive task, and normally I wouldn't do this, but because of the remoteness of the location, it was an upstream battle, this one. The drier weather that we've received brings the water levels down just enough that it makes this trip possible. Just spotted bedrock running across the river here. Fairly shallow, it'll be easy to work. Yeah, probably just worth a shot to give it a go here just real quick.
Tons of magnetite. Have a look at the ironstone and magnetite in here. That's pretty surprising. No gold in this. Really nice bedrock. I'll show you the bedrock. It's real, got nice crevices and clay, like a clay layer at the base of it. Done a pretty good test. I might just see if I can find some bedrock on the other side of the river. If that doesn't show any colour, then we'll keep moving on up. Stuff here looks awesome, like a sluice box. Let's have a look. Alright, no luck on that stuff either. Usually the gold shows up pretty quick if it's going to be in good supply. I've been travelling for about an hour upstream and I just found this ledge just here, and I've just come up with a first shard of gold. It's kind of chunky, so it's a good start. Gold there, but only flakes. That first piece was kind of chunky, but that was about it. I'll mark that on the GPS as a location where there's some gold, but yeah, we're going to keep moving. We're looking for rich deposits. Somehow I've dropped my main camera. I was portaging across with the raft. I think I had it in my pocket. Didn't secure it properly. It could be anywhere down in here. I thought it was in here, but I've had a look, but I better just keep having a look. I can't find it. I've looked for about a half hour under all of these rocks. Sure, I got it when I got out here. Lost all that footage from this morning. I don't know how buoyant it would be. Maybe it went right down in there, but I even looked down in that pool there. What a relief. Oh. Got my torch running. It was tucked up under that rock there. I thought I'd already looked, but I mustn't have looked close enough. Oh man, back to it. I've lost a bit of time. I've lost about 45 minutes now. She's been very slow going. I was hoping to do 4 or 5 Ks. I think I've only come about 2.
I soon ran into a huge gorge, which was marked out on my map and runs for a couple of kilometres. This was going to be the most challenging part of my trip. I was aware of it, but I wasn't sure what to expect. It's hard to pinpoint what actually motivates me to do these trips, but there's something about immersing yourself in nature for days at a time, all on your own. There's just something about it that I can't describe, but in amongst all this hard work and chaos, there's something beautiful, something peaceful that calms me down. And I do like a good challenge, and this trip was no exception to the rule. The log jams, the waterfalls and the portages continued, and the sun was going down, and I knew my day was growing short. Having a break, I'm exhausted. It's just waterfall after waterfall in this one. There's another one just up there. Things you do, eh? I've just pulled up here. Some of this bedrock looks pretty good. Little cracks in it and crevices, and a nice little eddy just here. I just could not believe the amount of magnetite and heavies in this river. I began finding the gold in boil holes in amongst the magnetite and clay.
Nice little nugget. Oh yeah, maybe a gram or so. I was just cleaning out that boil hole. It's quite packed and it's got heaps of ironstone stuck in it. There's thick gold here. That's got me excited. That's why we go remote, because no one's been here in a long time. Alright, I've spent another hour on this location after I got that nugget and only a few more flakes. I can't stay here and work for hours because I'm in a bit of a gorge and I've got to find somewhere. It's getting late. I'll have to find somewhere to camp, so I've got to get out of here. But I will mark this on the GPS. It might be something we come back to later on, but for now I'm going to keep moving. Portages are just getting ridiculous. It's almost impossible task getting up here, but I ain't going to let it win. I've been wanting to come here for too long. Must be crazy. It's getting late. I was meant to be looking for camp, but I saw this bedrock just here. It looked insane. And yeah, there's a fair bit of gold in it.
It's hard to see with the colour of the bedrock, but there is a lot of gold down in that crevice.
Nice little picker.
And not only a picker, but a lot of other coarse little pieces of gold. Each time I'd scratch out any crevices, there'd be a heap of gold that had come out. And so far I'd only started on the small cracks that I'd seen. And another nice little picker, just small enough that it'd fit up the snuffer tube.
Yeah, he's here.
You may or may not have spotted it yet, but there's a whole heap of silver shiny looking stuff around the gold. Some of you might know what that is, but at this point I hadn't even spotted it or taken notice. I think I thought that it was just mica or schist.
So much gold. I'm the luckiest son of a gun.
It was another chunky little picker, and once again went up that snuffer. I was just continually snuffing small pieces of gold, but I knew that there'd be bigger bit. I could see the size in some of these pieces, that they were thick. They weren't just small, tiny little flakes. Here's a closer look at what the GoPro doesn't see. Sorry about the angle of the camera. Somehow in the excitement I must have bumped it.
Something tells me this little crevice is going to be good. The pickers are showing up. There's a little nugget in here.
So that silver stuff that you can see is almost as plentiful as the gold, and it's actually osmiridium. The only difference is it's a lot smaller than the gold that I'm finding.
Another little nugget. An even bigger one. Yeah, man. This is just insane. Have a look at this. Oh my goodness, I've just opened up a big crevice. It's fairly deep. It's full of nuggets. It's getting dark. I need to go get a camp. It's just so hard to leave the gold after working so hard today to get right up here. I'll show you these nuggets, and I better pack it up and look for somewhere to camp for the night. Full of ironstone. I'll have to clean it all out proper. Nuggets, flakes, pickers, this is nuts. I've just come back a bit further along this bedrock into a bit of deeper water. I noticed all the ironstone and magnetite rocks were getting bigger and heavier, and like just big clusters of them, and I just come across a nice little nugget. Another little nugget.
It was another really nice nugget. I was having the best time, but it was getting late and I still hadn't secured a campsite. I think I might have found somewhere to camp. That was incredible. Just down around the corner. I've got a small little pan with me, so we'll have a look once I get my tent set up. Get a fire going. Nice little sandy beach just in there. Should be just nice for the tent. I'll probably clear some of this back. Make sure there's no big dead limbs or trees overhanging. They're alive. Those ones are alive. It's just incredible. Look at it. I always say gold's in the prettiest places. That'll do the trick.
a real cold night, so I won't go too silly with the fire. This is living. Can't believe today. Major challenge like getting up here. Took most of the day. I don't think I started on the good gold until about 6 o'clock, and then I had an hour and a half where it just went insane. And I literally left the crevice unfinished. So there'll be plenty to go to tomorrow morning. And hopefully it continues. I'm sure it will. Looked like there was a lot of ground. I had a quick swim around and it looks awesome. So we'll take a look at the gold in the pan in a minute. I'll just have something to eat and we'll have a look. Oh wow, some massive big cormorants sitting on the log over there. I can film them. Sitting on the log over there. I got pretty lucky with this camp spot. I was worried there wouldn't be much about because it's quite steep through here. It's just a little bench up above the bedrock and just enough space to do it. Alright, let's see how we did for an hour and a half's work. Oh, that was a catastrophic failure. Should be chockers full of magnetite. Might go do it down by the water if I can not slip over. Getting rid of the magnetite will be the problem. Very stubborn. It's nearly as heavy as the gold. It just doesn't get out of the way in the crevices like it. Look at that. An hour and a half's work. That would have beaten old records that I used to do, but that'll do out until we get home. Oh, look at that. It's only a small pan, but it's half full. That's just ridiculous. What? Could be 20 grams in an hour and a half. Just nuts. Not super nuggety, but yeah, man, can't complain about that. Just pulled the gold right back and there's tons of silver stuff, and I just figured out what it is. It's osmiridium. Heaps of it. There's just as much osmiridium there as the gold. I wonder what tomorrow's going to bring.